You have no idea that you are the darkest, toughest orc in Gundabad. You have no mother. You have no father. You can barely walk. You don't even know your name. You're shoved back and forth inside the caves. Every orc around you is tough, ruthless. At least you know that much. You get lost in the tunnels. You find yourself in the dungeons. But there are no prisoners in these dungeons. Only savage beasts called wargs. The old guard catches you. Level 1, Dog Keeper. Who are you? What are you doing here? You don't know who you are. You're lost. The old guard calls you Yazneg. He takes you out of the dungeon immediately. You like it when he calls you that. For the first time, you have a name. Everyone calls you Yazneg now. The old guard puts you in charge of the dogs. These are tracking dogs, so they need to be well cared for. This is your job now, he says. The dogs are aggressive. They're constantly trying to bite you. If you get hurt, no one cares. The old guard yells at you. No slacking. Every dog needs to be cleaned and fed every single day. You wish someone would take care of you the same way. Every dog has a name. You know all of them, but no one knows yours, except one. One dog recognizes you. That's the only bright spot. That dog might be your only friend. It makes you feel good. That's why you take extra care of him. But then one morning you realize he's dying. It makes everything feel worse. You're devastated, but you're not allowed to grieve. The old guard blames you. He locks you in a cell for days without food. The whippings go on for days after that. He believes fear will make you more careful. That's why the punishments are so harsh. The years pass in this torment. Level 2, Warg Keeper. The worst is yet to come. You become a Warg Keeper. It's presented as a reward. It isn't. Wargs are notorious for eating their handlers. But this time, you're not alone. You meet Fimble. The two of you care for the wargs together. Fimble's name means great and powerful. Yours, Yazneg, means nameless. When you enter the warg dungeon, you see how massive and ferocious they are. It's much darker and deeper in there. The chains are thick, but sometimes they break. That's why you stay alert. The stench is overwhelming. Blood, flesh, and filth everywhere. Your task is simple. Feed them and clean up after them. You bandage their wounds. Some wargs return from battle badly injured. Gundabad wargs are faster and more savage than any other breed. The dogs were aggressive. But wargs can kill you. In the first week, one of them eats an orc whole. Fimble sees it happen up close. It shakes him. You stay by his side. Because if something goes wrong, the old guard is right there with his whip. That's why you stick close to Fimble. All the wargs have names too. But you can't form a bond with them the way you did with the dogs. Wargs serve Sauron by their own free will. They choose who earns the right to ride them. If you're not strong enough, they eat you. Many wargs fight without a rider for exactly this reason. The fiercest one lives in Dungeon 5. No one can ride it. It has no rider. Everyone who has ever approached it has met the same fate. Sometimes, before you fall asleep, you imagine yourself on its back, riding out as a hunter. At night, the old guard tells you and Fimble stories from the past. You hang on every word. Early one morning, the dungeon erupts. Orcs are shouting everywhere. There's a hunt today. Total chaos. A foolish orc opens the door to Dungeon 5 without thinking. The warg snaps its chain. It goes straight for Fimble. You react without hesitation. Is this a reason for a promotion? Or just what you were supposed to do? You don't know. A warg rider approaches on his warg. He looks at you. Really looks at you. For the first time, someone notices you exist. You only did it to protect Fimble. Level 3, Scout. The warg rider reported you. One morning, you're summoned. You are no longer a warg keeper. You were given a warg to ride for the first time. That morning, you stand in front of Dungeon 5. The warg they've given you isn't that one. But you look anyway. You ride for the first time. It feels different. Like freedom. But it isn't. You work alone. You find the enemy. You track them and report back. You miss Fimble. You're sent ahead and may not come back. No sleep, no company. Fimble isn't by your side. Weather, hunger, exhaustion. No one asks how you're doing. You keep going for years. One night, you notice an attack on an orc patrol. There are warg riders among the attackers. Your job is to fall back and report. Then an arrow hits your warg. You have no choice but to fight. Meanwhile, the warg from Dungeon 5 is on the battlefield. What you have to do is simple. Either you die, or you get on its back. You stopped it once before. You take the chance. Somehow, in the chaos, you manage to mount it. The enemies are defeated. Azog's son Bolg is jealous of you, but Azog always appreciates success. Of course, he appreciates failure too. When you return to camp, everyone has already heard the name Yazneg. Every orc has heard about the courage you showed in that small battle. For a moment, you feel like yourself again. Before long, the orc commander calls you over. Level 4, Hunter. The orc commander tells you that you are now a hunter. He assigns you to a unit, a strong one. At least you won't be alone anymore. Fimble has earned the right to become a scout. That news makes you happy, but you feel sorry for him. You know exactly what it's like to be out there alone. You move out early in the morning. You're going to hit a small elf unit. You outnumber them by far, but elves are exceptional fighters. One mistake, and it could be the last moment of your life. The operation succeeds. Azog is pleased with the outcome. Seeing him in person is your only dream. Because he is the greatest commander, everyone answers to him. He rides a warg as white as ice. Over the years, you fight in battle after battle. Dwarves, elves, and sometimes men. You're always in danger, but somewhere inside, you still feel a little free. One night, you run into Fimble. When he realizes you're with this unit, he comes straight over. You give him food and water. It feels just like the old days, but you can see it. He's sad, lonely. Being a scout is hard. You know that better than anyone. You sit by the fire and talk about the old days. The dogs, the wargs, the old guard. Someone else does all of that now. Early in the morning, Fimble leaves camp to report to his superiors. You continue from where you left off. Not long after, you come under attack. Your commander goes down. Many orcs and wargs fall with him, but you don't run. You fight. You win. It's hard, but you win. You track down the ones who flee and finish them off. For the first time in your life, you make a decision entirely on your own. It could be dangerous, but you take the initiative to keep the unit from falling apart. Level 5, Commander. You save your unit from falling apart. Word reaches Azog. You're summoned to Weathertop. You're going to see Azog for the first time. That thought alone feels like the biggest moment of your life. You move fast. Azog looks at you and says you have courage. He makes you a commander. This is the highest rank you can reach. You take orders directly from Azog. You stand at the same level as Bolg. Bolg hates you for it, but that doesn't matter anymore. You earned every step of this. Bolg is where he is because of his blood. You are where you are because of everything you've done. Azog gives you your orders, your mission. Find Dwarf King Thorin and his kin. Destroy them. Azog stays at Weathertop. You are his reach in the field. Thorin and his company are moving from west to east, heading toward their lost homeland, Erebor. Azog lays out everything you need to know. Their route is clear. The Shire, the Lonelands, the Trollshaws, Rivendell, the Misty Mountains, and Erebor. You intercept them starting from the Lonelands. You move out tomorrow morning. That night, you walk through camp. Orcs step aside when they see you coming. Commander Yazneg, clear the way. Hearing that feels good. You enjoy the respect. You go to the scout commander. He flinches the moment he sees you. You ask for Fimble. Fimble is brought forward immediately. It's time. You make him your lieutenant on the spot. The scout commander nods. Of course, no problem. Your new mission begins with Fimble at your side. You ride out at first light. You find Thorin's group camped in the Lonelands. 13 dwarves, a hobbit, and the wizard Gandalf, a small group. You set the trap and prepare to strike. Everything is in place. You launch the attack. They run, but no one outruns wargs. Then a wizard named Radagast appears, drawing your pack off with a rabbit-drawn sled. Some of your wargs give chase. You see through it immediately. You order your hunters to keep pursuing the dwarves. One of them finds where they're hiding. You close in. They're surrounded. Thorin's head is right there. Then Elrond and the Rivendell elf riders arrive. They cut through your warg riders. Many orcs fall. All the riders are killed. You and Fimble are the only ones left. You have to go back to Weathertop. You stop for the night. Fimble is beside you. You want to say something. You don't know what. There's a feeling inside you that isn't fear, something else. You're about to report your failure to Azog. Fimble looks at you. You both already know. Azog listens. The elves came. We had to retreat. His face doesn't move. Then he speaks. If you failed, Yazneg, you should have died out there. His hand closes around your throat. He throws you into the pack. The wargs tear into you. You never thought it would end like this. You fed them. You knew every single one of their names. But this is the end. Fimble watches with his own eyes, fear all over his face. Azog turns to him. You answer to Bolg now. Azog puts a bounty on Thorin's head. Bolg takes over the hunt. Bolg, who always runs from battle, who was never brave the way you were. He leads the attack on Bard's house in Laketown. Fimble waits on a boat. A dead orc shifts and topples to the other side. Fimble is flung into the air. Legolas is on the balcony at that exact moment. Fimble's head is gone. Bolg runs, as always. A young orc feeds the dogs in the warg dungeon. No one knows his name. You have no mother. You have no father. You have no name. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. You decide who the next orc will be. Don't forget to leave your comments.